But do you
And
see? But
therefore,
do you see the
that is
United
what India
Nations?
to take UK's place.
Do you see the United Nations actually surviving these headwinds that the world is facing? Because what the one thing that most experts agree on around the world is its redundancy and it's past its due date. Do you see that UN will survive these headwinds and it will reshape? Is a second factor, but do you see it surviving these headwinds?
I'm glad you said most experts. I'm really glad you used that phrase, most experts, because in the world that is changing so much, I can tell you that most Western experts are lost. And frankly, as our world is shrinking, as we become a small, interdependent global village, where we suffer from many common global challenges like COVID, like climate change, like financial stresses, we're becoming a global village. Now you all know you can only survive in a village if you have a strong village council, and we need a strong global village council. So the need for the UN has never been greater. But why is the UN weak? The UN is weak not by accident, but by design. And the great powers, again the P5, have insisted that the Secretary General of the UN must be spineless. Now, if you pick Secretary Generals who are spineless, clearly the UN is going to be weak. But now, when the need for the UN is growing, we must persuade the great powers of the day it's time to change your attitude towards the UN and select strong, dynamic Secretary Generals like Dr. Mashko, like Kofi Annan, and then the UN will become stronger. But believe me, there is no alternative to the UN.
Okay.
Absolutely none.
Okay, so you've given headlines. We need secretary generals at the UN with some spine, with some ability to speak up. But